Hello, everybody. I wanted to do a review of Gladiator II. Um, and I've liked every one of the director's stuff. Um, Everything from Gladiator, the first one. I like was it Kingdom of Heaven? Is that the name of it? The Ridley Scott films that I've liked. And The Martian was really good. I really liked the one where he was the biblical one of gods. Is it of gods and kings or gods and kings? I really like Prometheus and Alien Covenant. I thought those were great. And one he produced, but actually had some harsh words for recently because it didn't do good in the box office, but I really liked it. Blade Runner 2025, he produced that one. So I like most of his movies. I think the one that really stood out as something I didn't really like was Robin Hood. I mean, it was dark, boring, and why did he have to get the Gladiator guy to play the Robin Hood? I mean, it just didn't make sense. So very underrated one though, I will say, is The Martian. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's really good. Got a great soundtrack. Even has that song Waterloo in it. Waterloo. That one. It has that one. Sorry about that. But anyway, Gladiator 2. So Gladiator 2. I think my dad reiterated this as well. We both saw it together. We both thought it was really good, really entertaining, but not as good as the first one. It just fell short in some areas. One area I will say it fell short. It didn't have a Hans Zimmer score. It just had his cues and stuff from like the themes and stuff. But it didn't have the Hans Zimmer score. I think that was kind of weak. It had a weak score. It's like, did it need a sequel? Like, I originally saw the trailers and was like, damn, this looks good. I want to see this. And read some reviews. It sounded really good. And then I was like, I don't know if it needs a sequel. I don't know if I want to see it in the theater. So I didn't go see it in the theater. And I instead saw it on Paramount Plus just last night. It's on Paramount Plus to see if you got that. So it was basically about Lucius, Joaquin Phoenix's his character, his sister. He was trying to get with throughout the whole movie. It was about Lucius, and at the end of the first Gladiator movie, she sent him away because she said people are going to try to kill you, and he went and lived over somewhere in Africa for a long time and got trained by some warriors, and they had a battle. He got married. He got in a battle with the invading Romans, who ended up killing his wife, and they kind of have that same motif from the first one, where it was like the gladiator seeing himself and his dead wife, and I don't think he had kids, but it was definitely like a continuation kind of theme on that. And then he gets captured after the battle and brought to Rome eventually. I don't want to similar story where he goes level to level in the small arenas until he gets to the Colosseum. And when he is in his first battle, he looks up, he sees his mom. He's like, that's, he didn't say it, but he sees his mom, and his mom's like, he kind of looks familiar. But he sees a general that was leading the battle that killed his wife is married to his mom. So there's that. But you later find out that his mom, her husband, who's a general, and they're in some kind of an underground movement to take back Rome. I think this is supposed to be the end of Rome, when Rome burned or whatever. Is that what they always say in the history books? It kind of fell. The Roman Empire fell and burnt. You know. So they kind of made that rivalry between him and the general, even though the general really wasn't a bad guy per se, and they made them have a battle in the end. And, they found out that the mom and him were trying to overthrow Rome. There were two evil twin emperors, which I think is really in history. There were two evil Roman emperors, and so his mom finally tells him, "Hey, you know, you remember me, right? I'm your mom. You know, all this jazz, and your father was Maximus. That's like the big thing." And I'm like, wait a minute. And it didn't hit me till after the movie. I'm like, wait a minute, wasn't Maximus married to some woman in Spain and had a kid? So he was cheating on her with Commodus's sister. I mean, okay. I mean, I guess he felt lonely during war or whatever. Whatever, it's not really a big gripe. But so finally, and sorry for giving away too many spoilers here, but finally, the mother gets implicated and thrown into the arena, and not Maximus, what's his name? I forget, Lucius, and the rest of the guys protect them, and they end up shooting his mom. So I knew someone was going to have to die. It's either going to be Lucius or it's going to be his mom. And once they had rekindled and made up, because he was mad at her for like abandoning him, so he thought. And once he realized that her husband wasn't that guy, and they ended up killing her husband and her, I knew someone was going to have to die. It was going to be like either or. They weren't going to kill both of them. What one of them? And I thought, I kept thinking to myself, Lucius is younger and has more to live for, and he can be the next emperor of Rome. So I figured that was going to be the case. So it was a little bit predictable, but not overly predictable. And they have this big battle in the end, and he rides out of the Colosseum on a horse and fights the real bad guy, the real guy scheming behind the scenes, just to let you guys know, is Denzel Washington, and he fights him, defeats him, and I don't know, I suppose he's the next emperor, maybe he hands it off to somebody, I don't know how they're going to do it. I could see Ridley Scott doing a third movie. I don't think he should, but I could see him doing it. I could maybe truly the fall of Rome or something. I don't know. Maybe they'll do it like 16, 17 years into the future, well down the road when Lucius is an old man, or maybe even further into the future, and he dies, and the fall of Rome, basically. Could be the third movie if they do that. I don't think they should. I don't even think they should have done a second movie. It was entertaining. It would have probably been worth discount day at Regal to see it, but it was entertaining. There were some good battles in it, but one thing, like I said, the score wasn't that great. I thought they used way too many lines from the first one and scenes from the first one to make it like, are we just doing a rehash of the first one? And I don't know, it was good. I liked it. I've seen worse. I've seen worse sequels I've seen worse sequels in Hollywood, but I would, if I'm gonna rate it, I would give it a 7 or a 7.5. You know, probably a 7.5 maybe. My grade may change if I watch it again and get a different feel for it, but it was good. It was entertaining, but it wasn't great like the first one. And that opening scene, the first one with the battle with the barbarian Germanic people, which you don't have that at the beginning of this one. You do have the attack on the African village, which is kind of similar, sea battle, but I don't think you have the same gravitas, action, epic feel in the second one that you have in the first one. Again, it's good, it's entertaining. If you just want to, I wouldn't say it was a thrall watching it. I wouldn't say it was something that I had to force myself to do. It was entertaining. It was fun. A lot of cool battles, and it was interesting to see stuff like the fact that Maximus was Lucius's father, and I never even knew that. But yeah, I would give it a 7, 7.5, somewhere around there, and just yeah, it was okay. It wasn't great. It was just fun. You know, it was just a fun, okay movie. Okay, that's gonna be it, guys. Have a great day and night wherever you are in the world, and I'm gonna force it with you. And God bless.